Hi, everybody. If I had a girl on 9th Avenue, I know exactly what she would do. She would wander around, hang out with the guys, find someone who's read more books and has bluer eyes. Then she'd leave me and I'd walk back east alone. 9, 8, 7th Avenue, now I'm crossing Madison, sobbing on Park Avenue, feeling bad on Lexington. 3-2 1st Avenue, going east with the wind, cross the FDR to the East River and fall right in. If I had a girl on 10th Avenue, I know exactly what she would do. She would wander around, hang out with the folks, find someone better looking who tells better jokes. Then she'd leave me and I'd walk back east alone. 9, 8, 7th Avenue, now I'm crossing Madison, sobbing on Park Avenue, feeling bad on Lexington. 3-2 1st Avenue, going east with the wind, cross the FDR to the East River and fall right in. And if I had a girl on 11th Avenue, I know exactly what she would do. She would wander around, hang out at the bar, find someone who draws better and plays better guitar. Then she'd leave me and I'd walk back east alone. 9, 8, 7th Avenue, now I'm crossing Madison, sobbing on Park Avenue, feeling bad on Lexington. 3-2 1st Avenue, going east with the wind, cross the FDR to the East River and throw myself in, until the scum in the East River would drown me. The phlegm and rotten rats would surround me, the shattered cars at the bottom all around me, until I was just more scum in the East River. And when I become the scum, it'll be my job to drown all the pathetic hopes and failures of the next unloved clown. Though maybe it would be a girl and we could become scum together, decompose as the river flows and become one together, become one scum together, one bloated, rotten, putrid scum forever. 9, 8, 7th Avenue, now I'm crossing Madison, sobbing on Park Avenue, feeling bad on Lexington. 3-2 1st Avenue, going east with the wind, cross the FDR to the East River and fall right in. They say do what comes natural, just be the real me, follow your true you inside of your head. But if I did what comes natural, I'd just be a black hole. I'd never get dressed or even get out of bed. I don't want to cook food or have to go shopping for recipe options or make out a list. And if the sink piles higher, it still wouldn't inspire me to wash out a wine glass or dry off a dish. And I hate to start drawing, it's so pointless and boring. Why devote so much effort for some second-rate art? So I force myself to it. Every time that I do it, I just go through the motions, though I'd rather not start. They say do what comes naturally, just be the natural me, follow your true you inside of your head. But if I did what comes natural, I'd just be an asshole. I'd be lonely and broke and probably better off dead. I don't want to walk out or go to museums, assemble a picnic or think of a plan on a rainy or nice day, on a bus or a subway. Why would I want to just because that I can? or have to take towels and change into swimsuits, then have to go swimming, then have to get dry, and need to use sunscreen and work on a suntan. Even just to be lazy still demands that I try. They say do what comes naturally, just be the natural me. Follow your true you inside of your head. But if I did what comes natural, I wouldn't do nothing. I'd stick my head in an oven if I'd obeyed what they said. Who wants to book concerts, or check in at airports, or write out a set list, or find where to park, or talk about money, or memorize lyrics, or drive when it's bright out, or drive when it's dark? And why be a nice guy? Why be responsive? Why be responsible to family or friends? And even if I did something, it's never just one thing. I'd have to do something else after the first something ends. They say do what you want to, just be the real you. Follow the magnets inside of your soul. But what's inside of me is basically gravity, a meaningless cavity, a bottomless hole. Oh, the lazy sensations, easy gratifications, the corruption and gluttony, and sugar and fat. The me that I'd follow is just shallow and hollow. To just be a natural me would only be that. But if you act like an artist, then it makes you an artist. If you act like a sleazeball, then it makes you a sleaze. If you act like an athlete, then it makes you an athlete. But it's always a challenge, and it's never a breeze. And if you act like you love me, then I guess that you love me. And if I act like a dad someday, then I'd be a dad, so I could say it was true, the things I made myself do. Cause the things that I did became the life that I had. I didn't want to be drawing, or writing, or singing, or working for money, or working for art, or being a nice guy, or having a lifestyle. Still nothing ever gets done if I don't force it to start. They say do what comes naturally, just be the natural me. Follow your true you inside of your head. But if I did what comes natural, I'd just be a black hole. I'd never get dressed or even get out of bed. I lay down every night, but I can't get no rest, cause it starts spinning in my brain, and then it's pounding in my chest. What if I've wasted all my youth? What if I've wasted growing up? What if I've wasted my whole life? Oh man, I feel like throwing up. It's an anxiety attack, an anxiety attack. I've got a bad case of the horrors, and at night it comes back. First I look back at my week, and then I look back at my year, and then I'm terrified to speak, and I'm paralyzed with fear. And I'm tossing and I'm turning and I'm going around the bend. All I see are all my failings, downward spirals without end. And I see horror in the future, then I see horror in the past. Then it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. at last. Cause what if I never feel grown up and die in a car accident? And what if I go crazy? And what if this time it's permanent? And what if I go broke and have to move back with my parents? And then what if I get cancer and I ain't got no insurance? All my days are moving faster and it's making me feel dizzy. How come I get nothing done but always feel so busy? And I used to feel so smart, you know, I used to feel so strong. But this just can't be how to live, I must be doing something wrong. Because everything I might do feels like something else I can't. Then another day is gone and I just don't know where it went. I try not to hang out too much, try not to watch too much television, but still everything I do just seems to be the wrong decision. And I lay down every night, but still I can't get no rest, 'cause it starts spinning in my brain, and then it's pounding in my chest. It's an anxiety attack, an anxiety attack. I've got a bad case of the horrors, and at night it comes back. Is it Monday or Friday? I'm not sure without you. All the days go by in such a boring blur without you. I hit the snooze 10 times before I stir without you. I get up but I can't recall what for without you. And the houseplants aren't doing very well without you. The recycling's starting to pile up and smell without you. My sense of up or down goes straight to hell without you. Now's the time to go back to bed yet, I can't tell without you. Bother eating without you. And in the garbage go the groceries I'm not needing without you. I got an old half cup of coffee I'm reheating without you. I don't go out 'cause there's no one I'm meeting without you. And there's no way I spray the shower curtain crimes without you. Why try to rid the kitchen sink of slimes without you? Why stop that lousy cockroach while he climbs without you? I still can't finish Friday's crossword in the Times without you. She's out of town. She's out of town. She's out of town, visiting her mother. And I tell a joke, but don't nobody laugh without you. Because I'm like a tall tree with no giraffe without you. My self-worth has dropped so low it's off the graph without you. And it's only been 1 weekday and a half without you. So is it Friday or Monday? I'm not sure without you. All the days go by in such a boring blur without you. I hit the snooze 10 times before I stir without you. I get up but I can't recall what for without you. She's out of town. She's out of town. She's out of town, visiting her mother. I'll show you guys a little music video that I made. This was a song on my second album a bunch of years ago, and I figured I would make a music video despite having a very low budget, but like all my films, low budget though it is, I did my best. This is a song called I Saw a Hippie Girl on 8th Avenue. As you can tell by the lyrics of the East River song and this hippie girl on 8th Avenue song, I was living on 8th Avenue at the time when these songs were written, geographically located. Yeah, but I don't live there anymore, so don't look for me there. I saw a hippie girl on 8th Avenue. She barely looked at me for a second or two, and I suddenly realized I no longer look much like a hippie. She had a long, thin dress and rainbow clothes. Not long ago, I wore one of those, but nowadays, I guess, I don't dress very much like anything. I had a great pair of bell-bottoms. I had two. My friend borrowed one, and the other I outgrew. And soon, to the eye, I was turning into another nondescript guy. Except I still traveled light, and my hair was still long. I still hated deodorant, and I still sang songs. But over the years, I had noticed I wasn't dressing as colorfully or psychedelic as I'd used to. Because I had worn my tie-dyes till they rotted to shreds. Then I could no longer follow the Grateful Dead. Then it had gotten to the point where I didn't even identify with most Fish fans anymore. And I knew someday I'd probably cut my hair. And I knew the day after that I probably wouldn't even care. So is that what it all comes down to all along? Everything that you feel will one day feel wrong. I was talking to my friend Eric just to see what he thought. And he said, "Jeff, it's weird, but I no longer look like a punk. I guess we don't need our clothes for an identity crutch." And we looked at each other and we didn't look like much. And we looked out at the world like a movie theater, at all the hippies and the punks and the skinheads and the skaters. And someday or other, maybe sooner or later, they'll come to the realization that what's important is whether you can carry on a friendly conversation, and that it's not what you wear on the outside, it's how you think and feel on the inside. Which is all to say, don't judge me for my pink Bug Club shirt. I'll send this song out to Mike. She buys $20 bottles of wine. Her tastes go $8 more than mine. Now what's so bad about the thoughts this brings? And what's $8 in the scheme of things? I gotta judge her not, lest I get judged myself when I see her looking through the $20 shelf. Now I'm just a bit confused on how this makes me feel. Is it a tiny dollar difference or a huge reveal? Is it just a circumstantial, meaningless decision, or a fundamental barrier of class division? When I was a starving artist, I just couldn't know. I never asked, is that a Malbec or a Grigio? But I built a cool career up and now here we are. But the $20 shelf is still a bridge too far. Cause she likes $20 wine. She taps her credit card and signs the dotted line. Now what's so bad about the thoughts this brings? And what's $8 in the scheme of things? I gotta say, judge not, lest thou get judged thyself when I see her looking through the $20 shelf. Well, she's quite a special lady, and I'm glad we've met. It's so depressing texting strangers on the internet. Now we've had a couple dates, and now we're buying wine. Now I'm finding out her planet's not the same as mine. I go $10 to $15, and I think that's nice. That just seems completely normal, and I don't think twice. To me, I'm living large. To her, I'm living small. I mean, to me, it just feels classy buying wine at all. But she likes $20 wine. Limited organic batches, that's a warning sign. You could say that I'm a recluse or a basket case, but this section of the wine store is a scary place. I gotta judge her not, lest I get judged myself when I see her looking through the $20 shelf. I would go 15 bucks, but at 16 I'd stop. And that's an $18 bottle, cause there's tax on top. In Manhattan or in Brooklyn or in Jackson Heights, I say that ought to be sufficient for romantic nights. But she ain't even considering my kind of bottle. What's she think? I'm a star and she's a fashion model? I had thought, great, we can relate, I'll get a kid and a wife. Now for the sake of $8, I just can't see that life. She likes $20 wine. I gave this my best shot, but I just can't keep trying. When you looked me in the eyes, I saw a life of love, sharing $15 wines and not a buck above. I know they say judge not, lest thou get judged thyself, but the buck stops at the 20 bucks and over shelf. Well, she was creative, she was brilliant, and she was looking fine. But a dating app should filter for fancy schmancy wine, pretentious wine, financial district wine. My broken heart is crying at the shelf of the fancy wine. $20 wine. I thought 12 was fine. When I can see it all in the eyes of the wine store clerk, he's looking at us and thinking, this'll never work. Another song written when I was living on the west side around 8th Avenue and 20-something Street. Walking up 23rd Street, I was tired and alone. It was late, my housemate would be asleep when I got home. The sign ahead, glowing red, said the Chelsea Hotel, where Sid Vicious and my friend, drug dealer Dave, once dwelled. The street was black under my feet, which continued their walking, though I was vaguely interested in the folks behind me talking. Two guys, maybe gay, wearing Reaver-type suits, and a girl wearing glasses who looked kinda cute. Her hair was brown and curly, she had a tattoo on her back, which I could see, cause her red shirt was sleeveless with straps. But I only saw this later, not in my first glance. So I could hear them talking behind me, and as if by chance, she was trying to describe a song I knew well, Leonard Cohen's song about the Chelsea Hotel. And I smiled a smile to myself when she said, that is the song where he talks about someone giving him head on a bed that's unmade, and how the song was outrageous. And that's when I got uncharacteristically courageous. I could have left the three of them laughing and just gone on home. But I turned and I faced her and I said, Leonard Cohen. And she was shocked and surprised, but she looked very happy, as she now had a witness to back up her story. She looked at me with her spectacled eyes and said, see, I told you, to the two other guys. And my tale might have ended right there and then, except that we started talking about Leonard Cohen, and how his lyrics were cool, and how he sang so sincere, that it must have been true, and it happened right here. And though usually, off the bat, women don't find me that great, there we were laughing and strolling like we could really relate. And though we didn't mention the headline, it was alluded, and our conversation was better because her friends weren't included. The guys weren't paying attention, at least that's how it seemed to me. So I guess I should mention, I thought I heard the knocking of opportunity, although it is easy for me now, as I reminisce, to think of all the things I could have said that would have been better than this. But if you just keep the sad truth in mind as I sing this to you, we really only talked for a minute or two. And I never got her name, and she never got mine. But in those couple of short minutes, we had a pretty good time. And then, on top of that, although you might not believe it, this is what she said to me next. I'll repeat it. The line about getting the blowjob that Leonard sings, she said it made her, quote, want to do naughty things, unquote. Right about then, I should have asked if she knew just what the Chelsea would charge if we got a room for two. But I didn't, and I know I'm a schmuck, don't you doubt it. The only thing that I did was write this stupid song about it. But if I was Leonard Cohen or some other songwriting master, I'd know to first get the oral sex and then write the song after. Because you can practice writing songs about romance every day. But if you haven't loved, then you'll have nothing to say. We could have given each other head on Leonard's same unmade bed, but I was too shy to suggest it. And so instead, when the three of them stopped to look through a pub window, I said goodnight, although I hadn't quite meant to, and waved as we walked, although I wouldn't forget her, especially since she mysteriously said, see you later. So now, every time I'm walking, I hope that we meet. And on purpose, I always go up 23rd Street, where the sign glowing red still says the Chelsea Hotel, where Sid Vicious and my friend, drug dealer Dave, once dwelled. Except that life doesn't work out the way a dozen old songs. That's why we sing relatively new ones to say what really goes on. But if I could see her again, and we could pick up right where we'd ended, maybe I'd play her this song, and maybe she wouldn't get too offended. And if you hang out there another minute, I'll tell you why I think there is more to this situation than meets the eye. Because you might think that it's sad, you might think it's pathetic that I'm still singing this song and that she will never know it. But if you think for a bit about just what that means, you may realize that's actually a wonderful thing, that all around the world there may be folks singing tunes for the love of other people that they barely knew. And it puts a smile on my face, yes it do. And let me tell you that you ought to be smiling too. Cause the next time you're feeling kind of lonesome and blue, just think that someone somewhere might be singing about you. So who knows if I ever find her again, we'll see. This whole time she could have been singing about me. Probably not. But it could be. Of pure power, sending signals from a mystery tower. You didn't bother making sure it was sink in. It was a different way of working and thinking. Really wild and completely expressive, so creative and intense and obsessive. You were practically completely beyond it, and you were exactly just what nobody wanted. You were conscious and responsive and present. You weren't trying to make something unpleasant. You were just bouncing off of things that were trashy, and it was never very tricky or flashy. You had a vision that was clear and directed, and the ways it worked were all unexpected. You were unbelievable and you were undaunted, and you were exactly just what nobody wanted. stop going forward. Out of the darkness with no signs and with no words. You spoke a language that was instant and brutal, and it made all your art around it seem futile. You did it well and you could even repeat it, and that was exactly just what nobody needed. But to me it was so awesome, so awesome, so awesome. You were so awesome, so awesome, just awesome. A long time waiting and leaving, and that's a good weird thing to believe in. A American step at an angle, where the light waves wiggle and tangle. So if someone else had all your same concentration, they still couldn't reach your same destination. There's really something anywhere you look closely, but a lot of it can come or go mostly. But when something really cuts away the pretenses, when something really takes a swing for the fences, when something really knocks it out of the borders and rearranges all the usual orders, that's exactly what the track you were on did, and it was exactly just what nobody wanted. I was urged to either put it and never seen it. You were so perfectly what nobody needed. It pushed as far as you could make an idea go, and it exactly made an impact of zero. And basically the public never responded. You were so amazingly what nobody wanted. I held on tight to every scrap that I took in, but it's like it all happened when nobody was looking. But to me it was so awesome, so awesome, so awesome. You were so awesome, so awesome, just awesome. Because it is a Monday night, I'll send this out to Michelle. Sweatshirt makes the window soft. If I fall asleep, don't wake me up. Roll, bus, roll, take me up. Midnight coming on a Monday night. I'm gonna go again because I don't feel right. Quick pack, knapsack, quick snack, quick train. 42nd Street, Greyhound again. Roll, bus, roll, take me off. A rolled sweatshirt makes the window soft. If I fall asleep, don't wake me up. Roll, bus, roll, take me up. Old bodegas and old street lights. Harlem looks so warm tonight. All those cheap desserts, memory hurts, I could die. I gotta take 2 Tylenols and close my eyes. Roll, bus, roll, take me off. A rolled sweatshirt makes the window soft. If I fall asleep, don't wake me up. Roll, bus, roll, take me up. I wasn't designed to move so fast. I wasn't designed to have so much past. And in my mind's eye, they all have so much fun. Nowhere to hide and nowhere to run. And then the sun setting on my youth makes that old shadow get taller. But it's all fine as long as the bus makes the city behind me get smaller and smaller. sweatshirt makes the window soft. If I fall asleep, don't wake me up. Roll, bus, roll, take me up. I'll show you another illustrated presentation here. I don't think of this one as a music video. I think of this one as a film, sort of late night special film noir presentation. Black and white, very atmospheric. This is a low budget detective flick. Sat in my office one night while somewhere out of sight, someone up the street played a saxophone. My door slowly creaked open, and a dame stood there moping. She looked like a milkshake coating delicate stacks of bone. Actually, her looks were just a perk. I seriously needed work to pay off some gambling debts I was owing. As I stubbed out my ash, she threw down a bag full of cash. While through the smoke, that saxophone just kept blowing. I said, "Have a seat by my desk. If you're wondering, then yes, I'm for hire as a private detective." She said, "My name's Valencia. I'm one of the intelligentsia, and I've picked you because I'm highly selective. There's a man you must find, a criminal mastermind, known as the Black Postman for all the blackmail he's been sending." I said, "Lady, I've been through all this. Maybe let's just cut to the twist. You're really him, so I wait till the ending." He said, "You're a smart private dick, but I'm hip to your trick. You're really her, so cut out the pretending." Just then, the saxophone guy, who was me in disguise, burst inside with the gun that the sax hid. I said, "Your blackmailing days are through." He said, "Technologically, that's true. No letter could arrive better than this black fax did." And so, rather timidly, I read the facsimile, and soon it was my goose that was cooking. It was a black and white photo of me alone, fucking my saxophone at a time when I thought no one was looking. So it seems I had failed, because now I was blackmailed. And he took off with the dough in the sack. I had only a few clues and hints, a couple of fingerprints. Valencia left and said she'd never come back. So I was still broke and in debt, but I wasn't out of clues yet, because I found proof there'd be one more unmasking. Because I'm really her, and she's him, so it's obvious where I've been. And yeah, we made off with the cash. Thanks for asking. A special thank you to David Cronenberg's wife. I hope you got a chance to see them earlier. They played an awesome set. They have a lot of great items back there that you should check out. EPs, records, CDs, and posters and various things. We're really happy to be running around with them for a couple of weeks, and special guest with them on stage tonight was Joe Murphy. I don't know if I can give away his secret identity, but he's also known as Sergeant Buzzfuzz. He was a real important guy in my whole evolution of touring in England. He was always very supportive. My band used to crash at his apartment in London when we were just starting out, and he also turned me on to a lot of great music, actually. So I have to thank Joe for the first tapes I ever had of I'm on Duel 2 and Julian Cope, and he let me copy a Krautrock sampler. Impossible to find that book in the States. What did I know about Krautrock? But after he lent me that book, I knew a lot about it. Yeah, that, and it's really cool to cross paths with Joe, and everybody from Blang Records has just been very cool and helpful on this whole tour, so thanks to them. Oh, and also I should mention, there's a fellow brought over a little limited stack of records that is a charity compilation where all the money goes towards suicide prevention. I have a track on that record that is not findable anywhere else, an exclusive track. So Richie and his albums back there, you can ask us about that at the merch table. Also, this is Caitlin Pelkey on the bass. Kate's from a band called Big Girl. Keep your eye out for Big Girl, perhaps touring England at some point. That's Mallory Foyer on the keys and the violin. Mallory is in a band called Grasping Straws that you could also watch out for, perhaps in England at some point. Mallory, when was the last time Grasping Straws toured England?
Last year in May.
All right, well, so it's not like it's super duper rare. You might happen again. And then there's Brent Cole on the drums. Brent of the Moldy Peaches and the Candy Boys. Okay, well, we'll do a Crass song. Contents aren't fit for human consumption. I get tragically injured, your perfect health. My ingredients will seize up your body's function. I'm the dirt that everyone walks on. I am the orphan nobody wants. I am the stair carpet everyone walks on. I am the leopard nobody wants to touch much. I am a sample, I am a scapegoat for useless, futureless, endless, mindless ideas. I'm a piece of paper you file away. I'm the portfolio you stick in the drawer. I'm the fool you try to scare when you say we know all about you, if that you can be sure. Well, I don't want your crazy systems. I don't want to be on your files. Your temptations, I try to resist them, 'cause I know what hides beneath your smiles. I am a topic, I am a subject for useless, futureless, endless, mindless debates. You think of ways that you can hide me from the naive eyes of your figurehead, but don't you find that it ain't easy? Wouldn't you love to see me dead? Your answer is to give me treatment for crying out when you give me pain. Leave me with no possible remnant. You poke your knives into my brain. Don't face the realities. All they live for is that big blue sign that says Ford. I'm bored, bored, bored. I am a product, I am a symbol of endless, hopeless, fruitless, aimless games. I am a sample, I am a scapegoat for useless, futureless, endless, mindless ideas. I am a topic, I am a subject for useless, futureless, endless, mindless debates. I'm an example, I'm no hero of the great, intelligent, magnificent human race. 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 I was dreaming of a mountain in the sky above the flood, and a forest, and a city, and a river made of blood. Above the flood,
yes, they keep on grabbing
in the forest, we'll make a canoe
across the chest.
put it in the river of blood.
Then a wayward daughter left behind on the river bank, left behind in the muddy sand, back to sky.
Every spirit of every man will rise up, and we will recall that we are all but one blood again. I was dreaming
mountain
of
sky.
a mountain
Keeps turning full
in the sky,
tries to pull
above the flood,
me down to the
and
river.
a forest, and a city,
Such a wayward
and a
daughter. Hold
river
my hand
made of blood.
under the water. Oh, then I started shouting. I know my God was shouting back. Stop wondering I can. They keep on grabbing his hair, a tangled mess. He slaps me across the chest. Oh, what have I done then, Father? Then a wayward daughter left behind.
We'll go walking
On the river
on
bank,
that mountain above the flood,
and the lights
in
say,
the forest, make a canoe, put it in the river of blood.
Though I didn't want to, I feel the harshness in me by the Baptist stance. He bends me across his knee. I'm backwards, I cannot see. There's milk streaming out of me. There's water rushing over me. There's milk streaming out of me. There's water rushing over me.
When that river becomes an ocean, every spirit of every man will rise up, and we will recall that we are all but one blood again. Thanks, we'll do a couple more. Leeway to be falling too behind. There's a lot of little warnings in the corners of my mind. There's a lot of things I need to work with, no margin of error. So the only thing I see ahead is entropy and terror. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. And the list of your convictions is an old outdated loop. And then you see the other angle where your concepts all look stupid. And you see your broken certainties from oldest up to newest. And the things that seem the worst are all the things that seem the truest. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. The sun is always shining on rocks in the dark. The rocks are always flying and breaking apart. The sun is always shining on rocks in the dark. The rocks are always flying and breaking apart. And relationships are worthless if it's not like his or hers. But my body isn't perfect and each day it's getting worse. And now the culture these new kids are into's not meant for you, is it? And the stuff you used to love was first, it's time that you revisit. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. And the dollar's miles higher and the relatives are older. And the papers to be filed are exploding from the folder. And you thought that being shy meant the sweet guy who just needs work. But you're quiet and you're awkward and you're also still a jerk. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. The sun is always shining on rocks in the dark. The rocks are always flying, breaking apart. The sun is always shining on rocks in the dark. The rocks are always flying, breaking apart. And it's been a crazy highway to get here from where you started. And the ending's out of reach and then you're broken hearted. Like a flower losing petals as the challenge gets more devious. You always have to settle for a little less than previous. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. And the things you wanna do are not the ways where you excel. And even factors in your favor have a waver straight to hell. Until the place you thought you held to dig your heels and here at least a sliding hopeless to the cliff as if the safety brake released. shaking in the wind into a million new directions every time you get a bearing, pulling you and your reflection underwater in the air. Into depression, despair, I'll see you there. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. Horrible comparisons of history unfolded. Miraculous humanity is really as they told it. If we're defiantly proceeding to a phase we feared and hated, I'm just deciding on a meeting point in case we're separated. It's depression, despair, I'll see you there. Depression, despair, I'll see you there. The sun is always shining on rocks in the dark. The rocks are always flying and breaking apart. The sun is always shining on rocks in the dark. The rocks are always flying and breaking apart. And friends you can call. Could have a Shakespeare collection, might have read them all. Could have a family that made you nicer than some folks had. Could have a family that you made that isn't so bad. Well, you can build up your armor against what life brings. You can dodge when life kicks, and you can duck when life swings. You can outsmart all sadness and outfight with the best. But sometimes life hits you like a chisel to the chest, and you say, ow, fuck, that hurt. Ow, fuck, that hurt. Ow, fuck, that hurt. There'll be something sometime that makes you feel like you're dying. You're gonna have yours, and I'm gonna have mine. And cool modern loot. Could have a sweet job, short hours, and an easy commute. Could have a partner, feel lucky, with best love and wishes. Cute kittens and puppies and tropical fishes. Well, you can quote from philosophers or Bibles or songs that find hope in the hopeless and find right in the wrongs. You can wear art and wisdom like a bulletproof vest, but sometimes life hits you like a hammer to the chest, and you say, ow, fuck, that hurt. Ow, fuck, that hurt. Ow, fuck, that hurt. Someday it's just your time to feel like you're dying. You're gonna have yours, and I'm gonna have mine. Fuck! Oh, you think anyone who ever lived got through and enjoyed it? But somehow you, yeah, right, you're gonna avoid it. Well, you can buy full insurance against fire and theft, and you can zig to the right, you can zag to the left. No bad health, bad breakups, or bad luck or death, but life will hit you someday, somehow, like a chainsaw to the chest. Then you'll say, well, you do have various options of things you could say at that moment, considering that probably a very large percentage of all human creative endeavor philosopher has just been there to try to help people feel better. Probably a lot of philosophies and a lot of religions all throughout human history, all throughout anthropological time. Every human language is trying to come up with phrases. How many human languages have there been? Hundreds of thousands? Millions? How many phrases have there been? All going back through prehistoric anthropological time, through all kinds of poems, philosophies, religions, get well cards, and all those phrases, all those poems. I don't know, you're gonna look back through all those options, and when that thing happens, that gets deep in your chest, forget it. You'll probably just say, ow, fuck, this hurts. I guess that's all there is. Ow, fuck, this hurts. I'm sorry. Ow, fuck, this hurts. It's the worst. The worst. Fuck it down. We'll do one more film to wrap up. One more low-budget film. Well, similar to the low-budget detective flick, there's another one that you might find on your late-night TV. This time it's a low-budget horror movie. It's very scary. It's terrifying, it's horrifying. It is the story of the creeping brain. Oh man, I gotta fix that sheet. That's even more horrifying. Rock on, band. But this is a low-budget film. There was a creeping brain, and it got larger every single passing day. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. First, it couldn't think much like a lizard, but it soon learned how to eat. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. And in the country moonlight by the swamp, it ate some bugs, and so it grew. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. At first it came to realize it got larger when it ate, but that's all it knew. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. And as the nights went by, the brain got bigger in the creek there by the swamp. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. It ate a dead raccoon and it got larger and crawled over to the dump. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. It was soon smart as a dog, and then it ate one and had an epiphany. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. It should hide there in the dark and grow more till it was smart enough to see. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. Then it developed sight one night, and by the early light of dawn, the brain could talk. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. And it saw the road to town, and so the creeping brain began to walk. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. And as the brain was walking, it was talking right out loud, but to no one. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. Yes, I am the creeping brain, and I'm insane, and I will eat this stupid town. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. It was 2 miles from Main Street when it was spotted from the roadside by a drunk. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. He phoned the county sheriff, but of course no one believed a word he spoke. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. after the brain ate him, it thought hard until it came up with a plan. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. It would look more inconspicuous if it drove to the town center in a van. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. So it learned how to hotwire one, and with a squeal of tires it took off. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. In the early morning sun, it found a parking spot just across from the church. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. It said about its grim work, the horror was more than words can describe. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. A policeman grabbed the radio and yelled out for more backup to arrive. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. 2 or 3 days later, every TV on the planet was tuned in. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. The creeping brain had called a press conference of every leader in the world for 2 p.m. The curtains parted and the world gasped as it approached the microphone and said, "Ahem. Ladies and gentlemen, good to meet you, don't be alarmed. Hello, I am the creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. No doubt by now most all of you will have read the news reports and seen the films. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. About how much of America I've destroyed and the untold millions I have killed. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. I apologize for all of that. I'm wiser now and I have some new ideas. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. Let's all learn to live together in mutual trust and respect and put aside our fears. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. So the brain departed us and gently made its wise way to the ocean. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. For many years it rested there and happily would answer any question. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. When the brain grew old and died, the whole world mourned and joined to mark its noble grave. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. And each year we all hold hands and think kind thoughts of mankind's friend, the creeping brain. Creeping brain, creeping brain, creeping brain. Thanks a lot. Sometimes it's nice when you arrive at a club, and I must say that the Crescent in York is one of my favorite clubs in the world. It's nice when you arrive at a club and they say, "Oh, there's some beers and snacks backstage," and in this case, it was like they had some leftover stuff that was left over from apparently Robin Hitchcock. This is like, so nothing's better than having some leftover snacks than finding out that they're Robin Hitchcock's leftover snacks. I hope he licked them or breathed on them or something. It would be a tremendous honor. Was anybody here at the Robin Hitchcock show? Yeah. Somehow you turned his stomach and made him not hungry because he left a bunch of stuff behind. Now this really is such a great thrill to be back here. There's something about this room. See, the one thing that I don't like, you know, I hate showing up at a venue and there's like columns in the room because I'm like, people can't see, but there's just one column here. It's all the way on the side. It's perfect. It's like, well, it keeps the ceiling up, but it doesn't really get in anybody's way. So I wish other venues could figure out a way to put their columns like not in the center. But other than the fact that there's a column, which isn't really a bad one because it's off on the side, this is pretty much an ideal place. I feel as though everybody can see. The room is a good size. The merchandise table is well placed and well lit. The stage is great. The steward on sound is phenomenal. Best sound, at least from where I'm standing. If you have any complaints about the sound, if you just stood right here, it would all sound really, really good. Okay, well, I'll do something else here before I wrap up. Thanks again for being here. Really, I mean, it's a Monday night, so it's fantastic that you guys came out and made this such a great show for us. Each time we try to have a movie date, dear, each time we try to watch some kind of flick, it's hardly half an hour that I wait, dear, before your tired head drops like a brick. Does Bill Murray's day repeat forever? Does Humphrey Bogart ever find the gold? Will Annie Hall and Woody stay together? I learn all these things myself while you're out cold. Does that head start swinging with that same old motion? And it's hardly even 9:30 o'clock. Soon you're bobbing far away out on the ocean, and I'm left lonely watching movies on the dock. To feel my loved one's head rest on my shoulder can be a cozy feeling, to be sure, but only when we're sharing feeling closer, not when you've slipped a million miles from shore. Why must your head turn mighty as an anvil when movie watching hour comes around? It just becomes so heavy and substantial. It lolls and rolls and then it crashes down. That head starts swinging with that same old motion, and it's hardly even 9:30 o'clock. Soon you're bobbing far away out on the ocean, and I'm left lonely watching movies on the dock. It used to be we'd rarely get through movies, 'cause loving passion swept away our patience. Epics or shorts, we still couldn't get through these. We'd miss the ends, whatever their durations, till with more time spent at work and less for kisses, I thought at least we'd now watch movies till the ends. But sad to say, that's still the part she misses. I guess we wouldn't even get through them just as friends. We love to be together, that's for certain. There's deep communication in our hearts. But when each morning we discuss Hitchcock or Bergman, we only talk about the way each movie starts. 'Cause that head starts swinging with that same old motion, and it's hardly even 9:30 o'clock. Soon you're bobbing far away out on the ocean, and I'm left lonely watching movies on the dock. Look back and say people were morons. They were lunatics, numbskulls, and harebrains. 'Cause in old times the bars allowed smoking, and ashtrays were built into airplanes. Such schmucks, those poor nicotine addicts. They freak out if 1 hour or minute their mouths should feel nervous or naked without some cigarette to stick in it. Yeah, but if you could give me the choice now, to end up as a lung cancer crone, to be hooked on Marlboros or Camels, versus now being hooked on my phone, well, at least smoking looked freaking badass for rebels and rock bands and rappers, men and women who did things their own way, cool cowboys and beatniks and flappers. But right now, with my smartphone addiction, just like yours, just like hers, just like theirs, we're all shopping at one big McDonald's, with one drug for both rebels and squares. And I know future folks will all mock us, call us dumbasses, clowns, and unfortunates, falling prey to an all-day addiction, willing slaves to the corporate extortionists. They'll look back and say, people were morons. They were lunatics, numbskulls, and harebrains. Because in old times, the bars allowed smartphones, and USB ports were built into airplanes. Such schmucks, those poor phone and web addicts. They'd freak out if 1 hour or minute their eyes should feel nervous or naked without some kind of phone to stick in it. Those old smokers at work desks or discos, we look back and say, God, they were clueless. To to puff away, hooked in all places. No modern smart person would do this. Such smokers, such exploited suckers, so deceived by the cruel corporations that would prey on their poor helpless lung cells with that addiction that swept through all nations. Oh, but now we're so smart and so healthy. We'd never be such hopeless junkies. Yeah, but now we're addicted to smartphones. It's the new trick that's made us all monkeys. We say, gee, won't a smoker just quit it? Go cold turkey, be brave, be empowered. Because in cars or in rock clubs or diners, you keep flushing your smokes like a coward. Yeah, we look down our nose at those addicts, at the terrible things smokers did. They couldn't stop it at work time or playtime. Huh, they'd even do it in front of their kid. Yeah, but if I try to go one day without phones, let alone get to total sobriety, ha, those smokers would run rings around me. They'd all laugh while I die from anxiety. So just see who the more helpless victim is with the addiction that keeps us unfocused, that now preys on our poor helpless weaknesses and swarms Earth like a ravenous locust. So those smokers were just downright lucky, man. It was possible at least to kick those things. Now watch me step out, light up, and check Instagram. Cause my dumbass is addicted to both things. Oh, they'll look back and say people were morons. They were lunatics, numbskulls, and harebrains. Cause in old times, the bars allowed smartphones and USB ports were built into airplanes.